Things are about to get pretty spicy. Anybody with half a brain knew that with the election coming up, that the censorship industrial complex, which is a real thing, was going to kick into high gear. It's going to kick into high gear on all the, familiar websites, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any, mainstream news outlet. And yesterday there were some absolute huge revelations at a Capitol Hill hearing about obvious censorship of particularly right-wing media outlets. I'm going to show you a bunch of clips from that. But also that Elon Musk, I have an urgent message for you, Elon. Elon this morning went nuclear, claiming that he was going to sue the agency behind that essentially runs the censorship industrial complex, the agency that represents 90 cents of every dollar available on the internet. Except there's one problem. He's a member, and he's never not been a member. Now, I am convinced at this point that Elon Musk does not know that his own website, X, announced 7 days ago that they were happy to rejoin their membership of GARM, which is the censorship arm, which is run by the WEF. In fact, they call it their flagship product. This is concerning. Obviously, Elon runs Tesla, Neuralink, SpaceX, X, countless other, Boring Company, all these type of things. He can't possibly know every little thing. However, this seems like a pretty big one because I feel like your court case is in trouble when they find out that you've been paying to be a member of the site you're suing. Now, a lot of people say, oh, but Jeremy, Elon's just playing fourth dimensional chess. He wants representation. That's why he rejoined. Unfortunately, that is wrong, and I have the receipts for that too, because even though Twitter happily announced 7 days ago that they had rejoined GARM, based on nearly a half dozen archives of the GARM website, I've seen no evidence that Twitter and or X ever left in the first place. I don't know what they'd be rejoining if they've never left, but let's get right into it. So Elon put out this tweet this morning, okay? Having seen no evidence unearthed today, having seen the evidence unearthed today by Congress, X has no choice but to file suit against the perpetrators in this advertising boycott racket. Now, who are those perpetrators? Well, it's GARM, a company that Twitter, X, has literally always been a member of. You see this? And I truly believe that Elon doesn't know at this point. At this point, he's signal boosted this numerous times, and I don't think he knows. You can look at my reply, and I say, but Elon, you're a member. You might be saying to yourself, well, Jeremy, didn't you say this yesterday? Yeah, and then he tweeted it again about suing them. You see, here's a list of companies who pulled their advertising from X in an attempt to blackmail Elon Musk. Apple, Disney, Washington Post, Paramount, NBC, Marvel, IBM, Sony, CBS, The Colbert Show, Comcast, Lionsgate, Warner Brothers Discovery. This is what this, censorship complex does. The problem is X itself on July 1st, now 10 days ago, announced, we're excited to announce that X has reinstated our relationship with the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, also known as GARM, the company that Elon just said he's suing. As of today, X is included as a member of GARM. Here, X is committed to the safety of a global town square and proud to be part of the GARM community. Now, the GARM community polices hate speech. That does not seem like something Elon would support, a free speech platform would support. Here's the issue. Now, all the people to be like, Jeremy, but Elon's just joining them so he could sue them. Incorrect. I tweeted out the receipts yesterday. It appears that Elon Musk is unaware that his WEF CEO, Linda Yaccarino, has, quote, rejoined the WEF flagship censorship product, GARM, which controls 90% of online spend, that Ben Shapiro was on Capitol Hill speaking about today. In the following replies, I will show him that they, in fact, never left. Here's June 9th, 2023. I have all these archives. Archives are loading super slow, but if you go to my Twitter, you'll see them. You'll see. They take, for whatever reason, on Brave, they take forever to load. I just had to record this video, but X is here. If you can go, here's Twitter right here. If I hover over it, it goes to Twitter. Watch this. Eventually, it will go to Twitter. But I could see the hyperlink was for Twitter. Here's another one. Here's twitter.com. So anyway, you can go to the archives that I posted and see it load. June 9th, 2023. X is a member of GARM. Here's another archive, December 2nd, 2023. X is a member of GARM. This is the last year. July 9th, 2024. X is a member of GARM. November 1st, 2023. X is a member of GARM. Twitter, all under Elon's ownership. Now, one of two things is true. Either Twitter/X never left GARM, or GARM is simply lying and saying that Twitter's a member. Which do you think? I mean, Elon has a lot of, balls in the air, so to speak. So before Elon announces this massive lawsuit, he should probably know that his CEO is corrupt. We told you about this. The whole internet told you about Linda Yaccarino, the NBC ad exec who promoted the jab and who said, everyone, she sang a song about wearing masks or whatever, sat on a board or a committee at the WEF. Now let's look at some of these other clips. Russell Fry of South Carolina asking, so you can't tell me, let's actually go to the beginning, some of the best clips. Ben Shapiro lists off left-wing publications that have published, quote, verifiably false stories and still receive top ratings from NewsGuard. Now, NewsGuard is a site that GARM uses to say, hey, this is real news, except they are corrupt.
Let me ask this. Mr. Shapiro, NewsGuard ranked leftist media organizations on average a 91, left organizations on a 0 to 100 scale, right-leaning organizations a 66. Can you name a few examples, and I know you can, of leftist news sites and newspapers who've published verifiably false stories, yet still receive a high grade from you all because you want to change America? Can you name some?
I mean, the list is extraordinarily long, of obviously. CNN targeting the kids at Covington Catholic would be a perfectly obvious example in which they lost a massive lawsuit to one of those kids. The attempt to treat the White House's favorite talking point of cheap fakes with regard to the president's mental wellness as actual fact, which has been the sort of case for the last couple of weeks. That's leaving aside opinion hosts like Joy Reid, who routinely says things that are extraordinary, celebrating quote-unquote white tears. These sorts of things happen all the time on the left, but that...
I'll help you out. Anybody that covered and wrote the story about Kyle Rittenhouse crossing state lines. Anybody who published articles about Russiagate. Anybody who published articles about the PP tapes, right? Every leftist media published those as if they were fact. Then you see Jim Jordan highlighting emails showing GARM members strategizing about how to censor Daily Wire. GARM members suggested the coalition, quote, watch them very carefully until it finds a reason.
What's the question? Sorry?
The same question. You're trying to tell me. I asked what uncommon collaboration is, which is from your working charter, GARM's working charter. And Mr. Rakowitz defines uncommon collaboration as rising above individual commercial interests. I thought a company was focused on their commercial interests of their individual company.
Right.
Sir, GARM is used for framework and definitions to try and make order of something that quite honestly had no order to begin with.
Well, here's what GARM did. Here's what it looks like, I think, in practice. Let's put up the email from Mr. Montgomery, who works for Mr. Jewell's company. Email about Breitbart, the Daily Wire, and Fox News.
Excuse me.
There's an interesting parallel here with Breitbart. As much as we hated their ideology and blank, we couldn't really justify blocking them for misguided opinion. I don't know the Daily Wire that well, but we should watch them carefully too. If we block the Daily Wire, why wouldn't we block Fox News? That seems to me like uncommon collaboration in practice, focused on 3 conservative news outlets. You see it that way, Mr. Jewell?
Oopsie.
Respectfully, no, sir.
What? Are you joking? You're literally sending an email back and forth, and you're like, how can we censor the Daily Wire? How can we censor Breitbart and Fox News?
How do you see it then?
I see this is somebody from our brand safety team, and he's asking questions about what sort of standards of service they have and trying to figure out what is happening with that particular publisher.
Well, let's put up the next one. Let's show some more uncommon collaboration
Oops.
in practice. Put up the next one. This is the one about Twitter. Based on your recommendations, we have stopped all paid advertisement because the platform was rather unsafe. This is their opinion due to Elon Musk's decision to firing a lot of.
Based on your recommendations, we have stopped all paid advertisements. This is like essentially the silver bullet.
I think Mr. Shapiro laid out a pretty good question earlier. What conservative sites are considered brand safe according to your metrics? Name me like 1, 2, 5.
Fox?
Fox News.
Sure.
Fox News online or TV?
Both.
Okay. What are any other sites?
I don't have the full definition of what you would consider conservative versus progressive. Like I said, there's 600,000 different sites that are listed, and the vast majority of those are illegal.
Right, they're public, so I would assume that you have access to that just as much as I do, correct?
Sure.
So sites like John Stossel's website, that's a mandatory exclude, PragerU, The Federalist, Town Hall, Breitbart, Daily Caller, Newsmax, Washington Examiner, One American News, TuckerCarlson.com, those are all on the mandatory exclusion list?
I'm not sure which sites are and are not on there, but we're happy to get back to you.
Well, I mean,
He knows
I would
they are.
assume that you didn't just wake up out of bed and pop up into a congressional hearing today, correct? You prepared for this?
Yes, sir.
Did you, and this was not part of your
He's
preparation?
cooking him. He's cooking him. How about this? Do you guys ever advertise on the Daily Wire? Patel, Jewel? No. Do you advertise on The View, Washington Post, and other left-leaning platforms? Yes, we do. I mean, this is absolute, irrefutable evidence. Okay? By the way, this loaded now. If you stuck with me to the end, you can see now this is finally loaded. This is from 2023, and we see Twitter. This is before they changed their name to X. Here's another one. This is from July 2024. GAR members. What do we see? X. Oops. You never left, homie. They never left. And in 5 hours when this finally loads, the rest of these load, you'll see that here's another one. Here's Twitter right here. This is from December 2023. This is from November 2023. They never left. So Elon, you better, check out, you might need to clean house because this battle has never been more important. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.